Hi friends, this is Leslie from Mermaid Cove Studio, and I am on today to share a Craftspiration collaboration with my sweet friend Denise Smith from Treasure of a Creative Mind. She and I have been doing this journal project, and we come on once a month, the second Wednesday of the month, to talk about and share a little bit about what we decided to do next for the journal. And the idea was to, just between the two of us, create some things. So we originally started, this is next, with making the journal cover. And I'm still, I feel like I'm going to roll with it, but can sometimes be so indecisive. I don't know. I want this to be thicker. Can I run this through my laminator? I don't know. I don't want to ruin my laminator. So I haven't tried it yet. And it's pretty lumpy because of the sequins and the glitter. So it's probably best not to. We'll just leave that alone. So I did some sewing on here. I'm still not a pro by any means, but eventually I'll get back to it and do more. I bought different types of vinyl to work with. And, you know, obviously we've got glitter and sequins in the magical IKEA drawer behind me. So what we're doing, our first one, we did our journal, and we picked some subjects. So the first one was about me, and that seems like pretty normal, right? About me. But my first page was this one. And I know it's supposed to be easier to send, but I'm not that person. I want to be. I'm closer to it than further away. But this is an Emma Parrish downloadable from Etsy. She also has a YouTube channel, and it's Emma Parrish. I love her downloadables, her printables. It totally works. I've got the yawns again. It totally works for what I wanted to do for this project. I am Mermaid Cove anyway, and so I was kind of about me was working on that. So what I did, this is a mermaid purse. You cut it out, you print it, and front and back, it's lovely how it's done. And I've learned a lot more about printing as well. You don't just hit print and roll. There's some stuff to be done. But I've got some stickles on here, which are, let me see which ones I use. Stardust are the ones on my desk currently. I went ahead and I added a Velcro closure here. And it's got all kinds of goodies. Now, I can flatten this by taking some of the things out. But this is my journal. I kind of want to keep those things in there. I did the same thing for Denise, and she showed it on her channel, because this was for July, I think. Our goal is to complete it and send it out by the end of the month. And ideally, we get it in some kind of small packaging, maybe an envelope or something. I can see where I'm going. It's not an envelope. The idea was to kind of keep the cost of shipping down. We'll see how that goes. I don't mind shipping to my sweet friend. But this had like this beautiful mermaid. And I put things all about me. I did not complete that part in my journal just yet, but I will. I'll get to it. I glued these onto the center, and the way this was put together, I did it a little differently so that I could incorporate this into my journal. So there's a lot of good stuff. I really enjoyed making the different things. We've got, let me see how this one worked. Here, this opened up this way. So you've got the mermaid shell necklace. You can journal in here. I'm just showing you a couple of the different things in here. This is a little coin purse, and on the inside, we pull that off. You can journal, add more goodies in there. This is almost like a clip. You just glue the top of that and leave the bottom open. You can put it across the top there. Oh, this one is the same. I love this one. More journaling. This one, I went ahead and put both pieces together. You're supposed to glue those together. And I did not do that, but that's okay because it now becomes mine. And then this one here, I'm not sure how it was used in the tutorial that I watched to go with the paper, but I liked that this had a opening. So that was pretty cute. You flip it around. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. But there's lots of good stuff. There, you know, there's bottles, lots and lots of journal spots in here, coins, all kinds of good stuff. Love it. Honestly, the making of the project was so wonderful. And then what I did, and I know that I did Denise's a little bit different, but on the inside is supposed to be recipes. Well, what I did was I printed up some recipe cards to throw into mine. And I did, for my recipes, I did taco soup, which is a family favorite, a Pampered Chef cappuccino trifle, family favorite, and Spanish paella. Those are things, I haven't made paella in a while. I make taco soup not as often as I used to, but I did last week because, well, that's what I wanted. And it was flipping amazing. It made me so happy. So this part had recipes. I decided, well, let's just add family recipes. Now, because this is my personal journal, I can add anything else that I want here. So I left that. I can leave this here to add more stuff to, pictures, whatever. I could come up with some pictures for the month of July, which would be fun, which I would print on my little HP sprocket. I've got it working today, so I did print a couple pictures. So plenty of room to work here in this signature of my journal. Denise sent me this one, and I know I shared it, and it is absolutely stunning. She told me all about her. I got this awesome magazine envelope. I have to tell you, I don't have any magazines at my house any longer. I used to have them all the time. So to get this for journaling or putting in a treasure journal, and I call these treasure journals at this point, I can do all of that. And then this is another signature. And I'm going to put the things that Denise sends me on one side. My things will go on the other. So this is another signature. And my birthday was last month on the 12th. And she made this beautiful card. And so I put the card in my journal as well. And so I have a couple more signatures that I've just got extra signatures in here for right now. Whether they stay or not, we'll see. But you can see I'm struggling here with my stuff is heavy, and I think I'm gonna have to change up my book a little bit, but I'm okay with that. I'm happy to do that. And then in this one, so this is another Emma Parrish. Our prompt for the month of August was places we've been, places we want to go to. And I went ahead. This one is mine. I have not filled it out, but my book is full. And what I'll do is I'm going to share the one that I did for Denise. I think I made mine a little bit thinner for her here. And I think I'm going to be able to get this in an envelope. I have to do, I want to send gifts as well. So small small little Happy Mail things. And so it's hard not to want to do something extra. And I mean, I want to slip this in. So I might slip the small gift in. We will see. Or I can mail that separately. So this one here was the cabana. I think it's perfect for what she was asking. Again, Mermaid Cove Studio. A lot of places that my husband and I have been are to the beach, and a few cruises. And I like to cruise because you get to go to a few different places, but also I like to fly into a beachy location and hang out for the whole week. So we've done a few of those things. So, and I'll share some of that with you as I go through this. So this was the cabana. Again, it's supposed to be made a little different. So it's supposed to have, it looks like about a half inch spine here. Well, that's not going to work going into this. So I just folded it in half here. Just like I made the other one a little different to make it work for me. I love the colors of this. I put Making Waves, and it was probably supposed to be somewhere else in here, and I did a little bit of what I wanted. Some beautiful shell cutouts that I added to the front here. And as we jump inside here, let me remove, these are the parts I haven't decided if I'm going to send or not. I may, so maybe she can do something with them. But the cut parts are amazing in here. I mean, who does not love this beautiful bucket? You've got, again, you're cutting out two, gluing across the top, and then using that to hold the book closed. The pop out on that is amazing. La la. Love that. So there's room to write or whatever on here if you want to. And I left it blank because I did all my writing in a different spot. This was just fun to put together. This was the little picnic basket. And a lot of times we will pack a lunch and take a drive, or we will find some fun place to stop along the way. So this has this really cool thermos in a little pocket. And this is, the lady called it a cake tin. So inside of here was a sponge cake. I thought that was beautiful. And I do love strawberry. I'd rather eat the strawberry than the cake, but it was still pretty. So very beach-like, because again, that's kind of, when we take off for the weekend, we go to the beach and sit out there and watch a sunset and eat a meal. Here, yesterday we went to, over the weekend we went to San Francisco. I live in Northern California, and so the 2-hour drive to San Francisco, we did a couple stops along the way. You know, you got to hit the outlets and stuff. I hate the outlets, but I can go for, if you told me we were going to just go for the ride, it's still a cool adventure and still a lot to see. Hit the outlets, and then we went into San Francisco. Traffic was crazy, crazy. It was 102 where I live. And when we went to San Francisco, it was like between 56 and 60 degrees. So the traffic was horrible going to San Francisco because everybody was escaping the heat here where we live in near Sacramento. So we went on our adventure. We did not bring jackets because it would have been a good day to have a jacket, but I left it and thought, we're not really going to, it'll be warm enough. I should have looked at what the weather was going to be, but never mind. We still had the most amazing day. We went to Land's End where you can, we have hiked in Land's End and down to the bathhouses and stuff that were there in the late 1800s. So we did not go do that on our adventure this time, but we have done that. But the point is that there is a restaurant that used to be there that burned down, and then it was rebuilt and hasn't opened back up since COVID. And we've been waiting for that to open, and I don't know that it will. But just right there, there's beautiful parking, and you can look out at the beach. It was foggy, it was breezy, and it was beautiful. We decided, my husband is always looking for fun places to go eat, and if we can, do a pickup and go sit at the beach and, watch the waves and the people enjoying the beach and the dogs running on the beach, that's what we're going to do. So we sat out there and we had Lou's Cafe and Delicatessen. Amazing, delicious sandwiches. They're in San Francisco. Look them up if you're going to go. Delicious sandwiches. I think he had a hot pastrami and I had a turkey bacon. So delicious, very sufficient. It was amazing. So that was our weekend adventure. And we usually do that. We have driven up and down the coast of California, I don't know how many times. I love, love, love it. And we used to live in Southern California, and my family, we transplanted all the way up here in Northern California for my husband's job. I absolutely would love to live in San Diego or in Coronado Island. I love it down there. But we're here and we have our family, and that's why we are here. Family and friends. This is where this is like a little folder. It has little pockets in it. And this is pictures from the most recent adventure. I printed this picture. It says retirement plans because we are technically retired, although my husband does still work part-time. Professional sunset watcher is the retirement plan. Anywhere that we can go and sit and watch a sunset is where we're going to be. This was in San Francisco over the weekend, and this is where we sat and looked over and had our lunch. Actually, it was almost dinner time. Absolutely beautiful. And then here was where we were driving. We went over the Golden Gate Bridge. He thought, had he had a jacket, he would have ridden his electric scooter across the bridge, but he did not have his jacket. It was too cold to get out and do it. But what we were fascinated with was how it was so foggy crossing the bridge, and foggy as you went towards Sausalito and Tiburon. It was foggy, and then it was like sunshine out by the ocean in Tiburon. And then you would drive in the mountains and you would be engulfed by the fog. It was amazing and beautiful. And then literally on our way back after we went over that bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, which is beautiful all by itself. The temperature, driving back, you could just feel the change in temperature. It got warmer and warmer. And I think by the time we got back to the Sacramento area, it was still 90 degrees. It was still 90 degrees. But we had a beautiful day in the Bay Area with no jackets. So here are two really cool clipboard-like tags. And this is places we have been. Places I have been. My dad was military. We kind of went to a lot of places. But then my husband and I have been to a lot of places as well. So lived in places, visited places, stopped over in places. But we went to Miami. It's lovely there. We've been to Hawaii, and I lived in Hawaii, and we'll go to Hawaii to the Disney Resort in December because that's where he wants to go for his birthday. We've been to the Dominican Republic 2 years ago for his dad's birthday, but it was also Bernie's birthday. that was a fun trip. We've been to Puerto Rico. We've been to Mexico. We've been to Martinique, St. Thomas. We've been to the Bahamas, Georgetown, the Grand Cayman. San Diego is always a trip. I love Coronado. I love staying at the Coronado Haunted Hotel. It is Victorian. It is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful there. Obviously all over LA because we lived down there. Been to Jamaica. We lived in Texas for a while, and we did a lot of the things up and down the coast there. New York, Key West. I went to Fiji for a wedding. It was such a beautiful island, and the food was delicious. Luxembourg, that's where my family is from. And last time I was back, I was 13, but I love it. Germany, Belgium, France, England, Kansas, Illinois, Idaho, Arizona, Nevada, Atlanta, Pennsylvania, Maine. I know there's a few more on there, but, memory is not great anymore, so I have forgotten. And then I wrote something else on this other one, and it says, we have driven up and down the coast of California, and I believe I already said that. And we're planning a cruise with some family friends to Alaska next September. Not this September, but next September. They're the reason we have gotten on a cruise. I think we all got COVID together well, I don't know if they got COVID. I know I left the ship with COVID. That was our very first cruise, and an interesting and amazing trip altogether. Coming off the ship with COVID and being really, really sick was not so fun, but the adventure in and of itself and the wedding, everything that we experienced was absolutely wonderful. So I'm looking forward to making the Alaska plan happen, because that is a big one on my Honey Bear's wish list. So I'm looking forward to that one. Actually, any vacation, any trip that I can take with that human being is life. Okay, and then I added something extra, especially because I said, let's make sure we add a new recipe. Well, if she does, great. If she doesn't, that's okay too. I love recipes. I always ask people, what are you eating for dinner? I always ask. But this one is a funny one. This is also from Emma Parrish. It's just, here's your merman, and you cut and put things together, which is fantastic. This one was funny to me because it had sardines. You can take all these pieces out, and there are lots and lots of places to write, even add pictures in the lighthouse. My husband loves lighthouses. So up and down the coast of California, there are lots of them, and we've been to a lot of them. And I have wondered about the ones we haven't been able to get into. And then there's also one near Big Sur where I think you can stay there, and we know we want to do that. So, sardines. So, in Monterey, there used to be a factory for sardines. The whole area there in Monterey is rich in sardines, and you get all the whales and the seasonal pass-through of wildlife there, which we go to. We love it. I love it. I love getting on the boats and going out to go see the ships. The sea life. So we've seen blue whales. We've seen humpback whales. We're still trying to get back so we can go see the killer whales, the orcas. That is big on the list. All the dolphins, the sunfish. Love the aquarium there. But in Monterey, they're known for their sardines there. And this made me laugh because it was here. So you can unfold this. You've got your sardines there. And you can write in here if you want. I've added some more of this, which can be anywhere really. So she wants to cut those out and add them in here. I don't know if she's doing her journal like how I've put mine together, but I'm excited to see what she does. So I found a recipe, sardine pasta with lemon and garlic crumbs. Have I tried this recipe yet? No, but I do have a can of sardines in my pantry, my freshly renovated pantry, and I'm going to try it. But I thought for funsies, I would add this to Denise's page. So if she wants to try it, she can too. I do not know if she eats sardines, but we'll see. We'll see what she says. So this is the one I'm sending to her. And I think I can get it into an envelope with a little extra postage. That'll be good, with a small gift. I think that'll be fun. All right, my friends. Whew, that's a lot of blabbing, and I apologize for that. But that is who I am, and it's the story of our life. I share it. It's our anniversary this month. We have been married for a very long time. I have spent my entire adult life with my honey bear, and we've been on a lot of adventures. Marriage, children, travel, and now we're, grandparenting and traveling. So next trip I know is Hawaii. We're going to go make some waves and get on floaties and go down the river. I love it. I'm so excited. Anyway, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for following along. Please like, share, comment, and kindness only. Definitely go check out Denise, and let's see what she did. I don't know if I'm going to want to watch it because I might want to be surprised. But then I'm so excited about the journal and what's going to go in it. So I'm most likely. But for sure, you guys go look. I will put her links down below. I'll also add the link to Emma Parrish because I know there's a lot of stuff. Her printables are amazing and fun, but I'm amazed because how it's worked out for me and this project that we're working on. I didn't even look at that side, but here we go. All right, my friends, thanks for stopping in, and we will see you again soon.